We're just gonna get a fresh start on it anyway. Week 6. As I was saying, we have Secret dropping the NCCFL AP poll. We have 4 G5s in the top 5. Extended out from there. Um, no big movements. Ohio State still holding on to that number 1 position. Have been for the past 3 weeks. The biggest movement. New Mexico does fall a few spots. UCF jumping way up. Um, South Carolina falling way down after their loss. Uh, but here we have a Big 12 matchup where the Nebraska Cornhuskers will be hosting the Texas Longhorns. Longhorns looking to stay undefeated. Nebraska looking to get a big win at home and hopefully to shake up the Big 12 standings in the North. Texas, of course, leads it in the Texas division. Nebraska is fighting for their position, and a win here would go a long way against Colorado and Iowa State, as they still have tough schedules coming up. We have a full capacity crowd here in Lincoln. Some would even call it quite corny. Ha 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 ha. Here at the Memorial Stadium, all 85,000, probably closer to 90,000 in the stadium. As we will get this game started here in just a second. I want to see some predictions from the coaches in here. Uh, Nebraska by 100. Okay. 28-20 Texas. Okay. 35-31 Nebraska. So I got a couple picks here for Nebraska. Got a couple picks here. Got a pick here for Texas. So a lot of love for the home team. The traditional tunnel walk is happening as the Cornhuskers come out with their classic white helmets, red jerseys, white pants, and of course Texas donning the all white as they come charging out on the field with a large hail of boos and horns down for them. We have Big 12 kickoff underway. Texas will lose the coin toss. Nebraska decides they want the ball to start the game, and that's what will happen. Alex Scott tees this ball up. The kick is up, and we are underway. Ball will be taken from the 3-yard line. Zach Whalen will get a 22-yard return, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the Cornhusker 25. Trotting out on the field is A.J. Childs, the junior, getting his first start as a junior this season, already with a 4-1 record. Has had some decent games. Total of 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the year. A little bit over or close to 1,300 passing yards and has a few yardages on the ground. They will line up in the I formation. Childs will hand the ball off to running back Jimmy Wilkerson, who rushes ahead and he'll get 7 yards on the play. Hand the ball off to Wilkerson again. He gets 3 yards and a first down. Cornhuskers. Switching out, Marcus Davis will get the handoff. He gets 4 yards. Wilkerson comes back in. And yes, this is smash mouth football as Wilkerson gets a handoff again. This one, big hole in the middle, as he'll get a 10-yard gain, first down. They'll run the RPO. Childs will keep it for himself, bounce it to the outside. He'll slide down after a 4-yard gain. Sticking to the ground game, hand the ball off to Wilkerson again. He gets 5 yards. It's now 3rd down and 1 at the Texas 42. Childs, play action's got a man open, throws it, and he finds his man, Elroy Markison, for a big gain of 20 yards. For a gain of 20 yards. But there is pass interference on Markison. Brings the ball back to 3rd down and 11. And Nebraska will run this ball, gets a 3-yard gain, and it brings up a 4th and 8. Before the 4th down attempt is made, I guess Nebraska's starting punter got a little bit too excited coming onto the field as he rolls his ankle trotting onto the field and is hurt. It was right after the 3rd down play, and JT Miller goes down before the 4th down conversion happens. So they send out Zach Whitaker. Looking at your depth chart, the wide receiver is going to be taking punts. 38-yard punt. Billy Bibbins, what a name, will get an 11-yard return, net of 27. Texas will take over on their own 22-yard line. He didn't need to kick the crap out of it. They were already in Texas territory, so decent kick. Would have technically put them at 11-yard line, so it was a good kick. 1st and 10 for the Longhorns as trotting onto the field is Javon Ward. 2nd year as a starter for the Longhorns. This one already starting off better than last year. He has more touchdowns this year than last year, and it's only halfway through the season with 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, with close to, or actually just breaking 2,000 passing yards. Going to be one of the Heisman front runners if I had to, guess. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. Ward will hand it off to Marcus Lott, who will be met by a host of defenders as he gets a 1-yard gain. Ward, play action, looks, throws it to the outside, and he finds Anthony Hayes on one-on-one coverage, jukes a man, and is finally run out of bounds for a 24-yard gain, first down Longhorns. Hand off to Lott. Defense surges in there, and he drops him in the backfield for a loss of 1. Mixing it up. They bring in a different running back, Zach Victor. Gets the handoff, and he is met at the line of scrimmage for no gain, 3rd down and 11. Victor, on a toss play this time, breaks to the outside, gets a great block. Can't get to the first down marker, though, as he's going to be stopped 2 yards short. Gain of 9 on the plate. It brings a 4th and 2. And the offense stays on the field. No hesitation here. You have Lott and Victor in the split in a shotgun formation. Ward takes the snap, fakes it to Lott, and it's a speed option to the outside. Ward pitches it last second, finds Victor. Victor's got plenty of running room before he is brought down for a 10-yard gain and a first down, Longhorns, to the Nebraska 35-yard line. Ward drops back to pass, tries to set up the RPO to the outside, dump pass to Bo Watson, and he catches it, but it's going to be for no gain. 2nd and 10. Hand off to Victor. Victor rushes ahead, and he'll get 6 yards in the play. 3rd down and 4. Ward, play action, looking, can't find anything. The blitz will get to him as Brian Nixon will drop him for a 4-yard loss, as it brings up a 4th and 8 at the Nebraska 33. And Nebraska will call timeout as Texas decides to leave their offense out of the field. But Nebraska did call timeout. Texas rethinks, and they will send out their kicking team. Alex Smith will line up for the 50-yard field goal try. Slight breeze here in Lincoln. Alex Scott does have the leg. He has a career long of 58. And that was earlier this year. The kick is up. And it's good, as Texas will take the early 3-0 lead at the 3:58 mark of the first quarter. Kickoff taken from the 2-yard line. Whalen will get a 23-yard return, and the Cornhuskers will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25. Handoff to Wilkerson, who is met at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And we have an injury on the field. Offensive lineman Julian Lennon is coming off. He is also holding his ankle as he's needing help off the field. 2nd down and 10. Texas, seeing the lineman go down, sends the blitz, and the blitz will get to Childs on the very next play. Adam Tunga will get there and drop him for a 9-yard loss, making it 3rd down and 19. Setting up the shotgun formation, Childs gets the snap, feeling heavy pressure once again. Has to throw this ball quickly, and it falls short to his receiver, as it will bring up a 4th and 19. The backup punter and wide receiver Zach Whitaker will line up. Another 38-yard punt. Billy Bibbins will get an 8-yard return, and it will be 1st and 10. Texas on their own at the Nebraska 46. False start on the offense makes it 1st and 15 at the Texas 49. So they got a little help there. Ward drops back to pass, feels pressure, has to throw this ball away as it brings up a 2nd and 15. Handoff to Anthony Hayes, the wide receiver on the end around, as he gets 1 yard on the play. 3rd down and 14 at midfield. Ward will line up in the shotgun formation. Running back Victor is moved out of the backfield into the slot position. Ward takes the snap, throws it to Solomon. Solomon has some blocks, gets up the field, he stretches, and he gets the 1st down. Gain of 19 on the play, 1st and 10. Handoff to Thompson, up the middle, no gain. 2nd down, incomplete pass. 3rd down, incomplete pass. That brings up a 4th and 10 at the Nebraska 31. Alex Scott will line up for the 48-yard field goal. Made it from 50 just a few minutes ago. The kick is up, and it's tipped at the line. It's going to be no good. Defense gets there and gets a hand on it just enough to deflect it, and Nebraska finds a little bit of life here at the end of the first quarter. 5 seconds remaining as they'll take over at their own 38. Sticking to that ground and pound, Wilkerson will get a handoff for three. Then Wilkerson will get the handoff again for three as we will end the first quarter. It is 3-0 Texas, but Nebraska is currently marching. 3rd down and 4. Childs drops back to pass. Looking, doesn't find anything. He decides he's going to scramble up, going up the field. He gets hit hard, and the ball pops free, and we have a fumble on the ground, but it's going to be recovered by the offense. Elijah Connor will jump on the ball, and it was actually good enough for the first down. The offensive lineman was trailing behind him, jumped on top of the ball. Overall, that will be a gain of 4, and Nebraska will have 1st and 10, their own 48-yard line. Childs keeps it for himself on the RPO, rushes up the field, and he'll get an 8-yard gain. But it followed up by a illegal formation on the offense, drops it back 5 yards and makes it 3rd down and 7. Or 2nd down and 7, sorry. A handoff to Marcus Davis. He gets 1 yard on the play, 3rd down and 6. Going back to the ground game, Wilkerson makes a man miss, keeps going up the field. He gets the first down and more. He'll get 14 on the play. 1st and 10, deeper into Texas territory. Childs on the RPO keeps for himself, rushes to the outside. He'll slide down safely for a gain of 5. Hand the ball off to Davis. Gets 4 yards on the play. 3rd down and 1. Davis with a handoff again, surges ahead, and he gets the first down by a couple of inches, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Texas loading the box now. Childs, play action, dump pass. Dominique Mack was left wide open. Didn't have enough speed to get to the touchdown, but he'll get a 16-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 8. Defense doesn't know what to do as they will hand the ball off. 1st and 10, or 1st and goal. Childs to Davis. Davis lowers his shoulders, fighting forward. He's going to get in. Touchdown, Nebraska. But hold on, there is a penalty flag on the play. Holding on the defense will be declined. The points will stand as Nebraska will kick the extra point. And it is good. It is 7-3. As Nebraska almost has a 6-minute drive. 9:23 left in the second quarter. Kickoff will be a touchback, and this crowd is back into it. 1st and 10 from 25. Victor gets the handoff, breaks it to the outside. He'll get to the linebackers, and that's where he'll be brought down for a 4-yard gain. Nebraska loads the box, handoff to Lott. Lott met at the line of scrimmage, and they'll give him a yard as it brings up a 3rd down and 5, and this place is going wild. 3rd down and 5. Ward takes the snap, miscommunication, has to scramble out, looking, he'll surge ahead, he'll only get 3 yards, and that will be a 3 and out. 4th down and 2 on their own 33, and they send out the punter. Jalen Posey, 48-yard punt. Whalen will get a 6-yard return, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Nebraska. Wilkerson drops back to pass on the play action, looks for a man. As he dumps it off on a screen play to Wilkerson, Wilkerson gets up ahead, gets a great block as he'll get 15 yards on the play, but there is a flag down. Holding on the offense. 1st and 20 at the Nebraska 15. Childs, play action yet again. Looking, has got a man, throws it deep, and there's a stumble as Antonio St. Laurent has it going down the field, running up the sideline, and there's no one else chasing him. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. 85-yard touchdown pass, Childs to St. Laurent. As the extra point is up and good, it is now 14-3. And Nebraska proving they can take a bunch of time off the clock, or they can score real quick. 7:04 left in the half as we have another kickoff. Kickoff taken from the end zone as Billy Bibbins will take it out. 27-yard return, but it'll be a 1st and 10 at 21. Handoff. Lott gets 5 yards on the play. Another running back comes in. Handoff to Victor. Victor surges ahead and he gets 10 yards on the play. 1st down. Texas setting up a screen play as Zach Victor gets to the outside. And he'll get a gain of 16 on the play. 1st and 10 at the Nebraska 48. Handoff to Marcus Lott. He gets 4 yards in the play. Victor, ground game attack. This one, 12 yards, and we're deeper into Nebraska territory at the 32. Texas moving this ball methodically as Ward, quick pass over the middle to Marcus Lott for a gain of 5. Ward drops back to pass, throws it to the outside, finds Chance Thompson as he scurries out of bounds. And that's a gain of 16, and it's 1st and 10 at the 11. Ward drops back to pass, rolling out, feels pressure, and he's going to be sacked by Brian Nixon for a loss of 10 as we hit the 2-minute timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 20. Ward will hand the ball off to Lott. He gets 2 yards in the play. And we have another penalty flag. Illegal use of the hands on the defense. A 5-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down. It's 1st and 10 at the 16. Handoff to Lott, who is met at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Incomplete pass, as it brings up a 4th and 10 at the 16. Alex Scott has made one from 50, missed from 48, this one from 33. The kick is up, and it is good as Texas cuts into the lead 14-6. 1:29 left in the half. Kickoff taken from the 8-yard line. Whalen will get a 19-yard return and be 1st and 10 Cornhuskers at the 27. Nebraska in a shotgun formation looking for blood as they drop back to pass. Tries to throw one deep as it can't come down with it as he overthrows his man Davis. 2nd down and 10. Childs drops back to pass again. Feels pressure, has to step into the pocket. Breaks out of a sack, but he's going to be finally brought down by Quentin Dubois for an 11-yard loss. And Texas calls a timeout. 3rd down and 11. As Nebraska will just hand the ball off, get a 1-yard gain, and it bring up a 4th down and 20 as Texas calls yet another timeout. Zach Whitaker. Better punt than last time. This one for 48 yards. Bibbins gets a good running start underneath it as he gets up the field. And he's going to be brought down after a 20. No, he keeps going. He's got blockers, keeps going up the field, and he's all alone. And it's going to be a return for a punt. 65-yard touchdown punt return by Billy Bibbins. A good punt return, and Texas puts their offense onto the field as they go for a 2-point conversion to potentially tie this game. Ward takes the snap, looking, rolls out, can't find anything, dumps it off quickly, and he's going to be stopped. The 2-point conversion fails as Nebraska maintains the lead 14-12 with 59 seconds left in the half. Kickoff will be a touchback. 1st and 10 Nebraska. Sticking with the shotgun formation, Childs drops back to pass, and he's going to be sacked again. Adam Tunga gets there, drops him for a loss of 11. Texas calls their final timeout as they will hand the ball off, or Childs keeps it for himself for no gain. And then to end the quarter, A.J. Childs will be sacked once more, this one for a loss of 8, and that ends the half. But Nebraska leads it 14-12. Yes, Nebraska does have some hurt players. Uh, Good news, your punter just has a sprained ankle. He's not going to miss any more after this. Your starting offensive lineman, Lennon, looks like a 1-week injury, but he'll be back next week. And, well, everything else looks good. All right. Second half of play. Texas gets the ball to start the second half. Oh, halftime sponsor. Haven't done one of those in a while. Um, I'm not drinking beer at the moment, so we'll do sponsored by Sunny D, Tangy Orange, 80% of vitamin C per bottle and 50 calories per bottle. Contains 5% juice. Or, if you want to really sponsor something, Southern Gothic Gaming, wherever you like to listen to your favorite gaming podcast, on Spotify, on Apple Pod, if that still exists anymore. Check them out. Southern Gothic Gaming. All right, second half of football underway. Nebraska kicks it off, taken from the 3-yard line, and Bibbins will get a 19-yard return, 1st and 10 at the Texas 22. Ward drops back to pass, sets up out of the backfield to Marcus Lott for gain of 5. Ward hands the ball off to Lott. He gets 9 yards in the play. Hand off to Victor. Victor rushes ahead. He gets 8 yards in the play. 2nd down and 2. Ward drops back to pass, and he's to be dropped for a sack as Jet Tuggle will get there and drop him for a loss of 2. 3rd down and 4. Hand the ball off. Up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage for 1-yard gain. As it brings up a 4th down. 4th down and 3, and the offense stays on the field. Texas On their own 43-yard line, Ward sends Victor in motion, takes the snap, looking, tries to throw it over the middle, and it falls incomplete as Nebraska will take over and force a turnover on downs. At Texas 43. Scratch that. False start on the offense makes it 1st and 15 at the Texas 48. They get some of that yardage back. Elroy Markison will come up with a 6-yard reception, 2nd down and 9. Childs drops back to pass, and it's a post right over the middle to Mack, who comes down with it, and he slides down before getting hit hard. A gain of 19 on the play, 1st and 10. Handoff to Wilkerson, tries to make something dance in the backfield, but he's going to be dropped for a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. Handoff to Davis. Davis rushes up the middle, has room, gets to the second level, and he finally gets brought down after an 8-yard gain, making it 3rd down and manageable for 3. Hand the ball off to Davis. Davis can't get anything as he is stopped for no gain. As Nebraska will line up for a 33-yard field goal instead of going for it. The kick is up, and it is good, and that will extend their lead. Hold on. There is a penalty flag. Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Retry the field goal. And Nebraska will call a timeout. As it's 4th and 13. Jeremy Hargrove will have to try it again. This one from 43. Kick is up, and it didn't matter as he still nails this one. As it is 17-12. 6:59 left in the 3rd quarter. Hargrave, kickoff. We touch back as Texas will take over in their own 25. Incomplete pass. Ward completes it for a gain of 4. Hand off to Victor for a gain of 11, and it's a 1st down. Marcus Lott hands the ball off. Gets a gain of 2 on the play. Ward, complete pass over the middle to Deshaun Smith. Smith gets hit hard, and the ball pops free, and it's a fumble on the ground, but it's going to be recovered by the offense. The offensive lineman, Luke Patey, will jump on top of the ball, and that would be good enough for a 1st down at the Nebraska 49-yard line. Incomplete pass. Hand off to Ward, or Ward keeps it for himself for a gain of 6. 3rd down and 4. Ward drops back to pass, looking, can't complete it as it brings up a 4th down at the Nebraska 43. And Texas has usually gone for it, but this time they will punt this ball away on a short 4th and 4. Posey gets a 36-yard punt, 8-yard return by Whalen as Nebraska takes over. 3:22 left in the quarter. Handoff to Davis for a loss of 1. Wilkerson gets that yard back, and then Childs keeps it for himself for a loss of 2, and that brings up a 4th and 12. They go 3 and out. But they do waste almost 2 minutes. Bibbins on the punt return, 45-yard punt, 19-yard return, 1st and 10 at the Nebraska 39. Great field position for the Longhorns. Ward drops back to pass. Quick pass over the middle to Anthony Hayes. Hayes catches it for gain of 10. 1st down. Hand the ball off to Lott. Runs it up the middle. He'll get 8 yards in the play as that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Nebraska currently leads it 17-12. but Texas deep in Nebraska territory, 2nd and 2 at the 21. Handoff to Solomon. He gets 1 yard gain, 3rd down and 1. Ward, play action, looks, dumps it over the middle, has Chance Thompson who gets up for this one, falls down hard and maintains control as it will be 1st and goal Longhorns at the 2. Ward jots back to pass, throws it to Thompson again, and he's got it. Touchdown Longhorns. As Texas will try for a 2-point conversion yet again. They missed the one near the end of halftime. Ward drops back. It's delayed handoff to Hayes. Hayes rushes ahead, and it's good as Texas extends this lead 20-17, making it a 3-point game. Kickoff taken from the end zone. Whalen decides to take it out as he gets to the 12-yard line, as Nebraska will take over 1st and 10 from there. Childs drops back to pass, finds Markison to the outside for a big 24-yard gain, 1st and 10. False start makes it 1st and 15. Incomplete pass. Childs rushes it for no gain. 3rd down and 15. Childs drops back to pass, throws it over the middle, and gets a 9-yard gain on the play. Going to be a 4th down, though. 4th and 6. Punt this ball away. 34-yard punt. Bibbins gets an 11-yard return, but there is an illegal block in the back on the defense. So Texas will have now 1st and 10 on their own 17. You have way less penalty yards than that. From the 17, handoff to Marcus Lott. Lott gets 12 yards. Lott again gets 6 yards. Ward keeps it for himself. He gets 7 yards. It's 1st and 10 at the 42. Lott rushes ahead. He gets 4 yards. And Nebraska calls timeout. They have 1 remaining. 2nd and 6. Ward drops back to pass, and it falls incomplete. 3rd down and 6. Hand it off to Lott for a 4-yard gain. As it's 4th and 2 at midfield. And the offense stays on the field. Ward drops back to pass, looking, has his man Thomas again. This one for a big 21-yard gain, and it keeps the drive alive. But there's a penalty flag. Pass interference on the offense negates the big gain, and it remains 4th down, 4th and 12, as they will have to punt this ball away. 55-yard punt, no return. As this ball sails out of bounds, Nebraska will have it 1st and 10 on their own 5. Incomplete pass. Childs finds Mack for a gain of 6. 3rd down and 4. Childs drops back to pass, looking, finds St. Laurent for a big gain for 18. It's 1st and 10, their own 29. Wilkerson gets the handoff, breaks it to the outside, rushes up the field as he extends out for the 1st down, and the ball pops free. It's a fumble on the ground, and it's going to be recovered by the defense. Quentin Dubois picks his ball up, runs up the field, and he'll get an 8-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10 Longhorns at the Nebraska 30. Back and forth we go. Ward drops back to pass, feels pressured. He's going to be sacked. Damon Grant gets in the backfield and drops him for a 10-yard loss, knocking them out of field goal range potentially. Handoff to Lott. He gets a 9-yard gain. Lott gets the handoff again, and he gets stopped for a 1-yard gain. It brings up 4th and 10 at the Nebraska 30. Scott, so far, 2 for 3. This one from 47. The kick is up, and it's good as Texas extends their lead 23-17. 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the game. Kickoff taken from the 8-yard line. Whaling gets a 21-yard return. Hand the ball off to Wilkerson for a gain of 4. Hand the ball off to Davis for a gain of 6. First down. 1st and 10. Childs drops back to pass, being chased, and he's going to be sacked by Steven Vasquez for a loss of 11 on the play. Childs drops back to pass, completes this one for no gain as it brings up a 3rd down and 21. And he will throw an incompletion on the very next play. It brings up 4th and 21. At the 28, Whitaker, 28-yard punt, no return as Texas takes over 1st and 10 at their own 44. Nebraska has 1 timeout remaining, and they have the 2-minute timeout. And Texas elects to pass the ball on the first play, and it falls incomplete as we hit the 2-minute timeout. 2nd down and 10. Handoff. Lott rushes up the middle. He gets the first down and more. He'll get 15 on the play. Letting some time wind down. Ward, play action, and he's throwing this ball, and it falls incomplete to Watson, and it stops the clock. 2nd and 10. Hands the ball off to Victor. Victor rushes ahead. He gets 2 yards. Nebraska calls timeout. 1:41 left in the game. 3rd down and 8. Shotgun formation. They move the wide receiver out of the backfield. This is a pass play. Ward drops back, fakes the run, looking, throws it over the middle, batted away by the defense as it falls incomplete, and Nebraska will get the ball back. 48-yard punt for a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. Down by 6. Childs drops back to pass, looking for his man, St. Laurent, as he overthrows him. 2nd down and 10. Tries to set up a wide receiver screen to the outside. Mack gets it, but the defense rushes in and stops him for no gain. 3rd down and 10. Childs takes the snap, feeling pressure, has to roll out, looking, finally has to throw this ball away as it falls incomplete. 4th down and 10. This can be game. Childs drops back to pass, looking, has to scramble yet again, runs up, throws this one, and it's caught by Davis. Davis looking for some blockers, but he doesn't get any as he is going to be stopped for no gain, and it will be a turnover on downs, and that will end the game with a couple of kneels as Texas has a comeback and beats Nebraska. And Nebraska only had 7 penalties for 50 yards to Texas 3 penalties for 25 yards, but both offensive lines are 9 total sacks allowed. Yeah, burning Mississippi to the ground is not going to do anything. It's already burning. It's hot as hell over here.